Similar to Hyper Bloom, I didn't really like to use Burgeon initially, as it felt so troublesome to use. You need to first apply Dendro and Hydro to form the Dendro cores, then Pyro to blow them up and trigger the Burgeon reaction. That's 3 whole steps and kinda a lot. On my previous video about the best Hyper Bloom team, I told you guys to recommend me some of your teams to try out. Sid commented to try this Burgeon team with Yanfei, Yao Yao, Barbara and Collei, and that I could swap Barbara and Collei out if I wish to. Thank you so much for your comment. I really appreciate it and will be trying this out in this video as well as show how I would improve it. But first, what is the difference between Burgeon and Hyper Bloom? For Hyper Bloom, you apply Electro on the Dendro cores and they will fly to the nearest enemy and deal AoE Dendro damage in a radius of 1 meter. For Burgeon, you apply Pyro to the Dendro cores and it will explode on the spot, dealing AoE Dendro damage in a radius of 5 meters. Before I begin the video, can I just say a huge thank you to everyone for helping me to get to 1.5k subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and we are yet another step closer to the new goal of 10,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing and joining our family here. Without further ado, my name is Charged Coin and let's begin the video. For Sid's comment, he mentioned that I can swap out some of the characters, so I kept Yanfei and Yao Yao, but swapped to Yelan and Xingqiu instead. How this team works is that Yelan and Xingqiu will apply Hydro with their burst, while Yao Yao can apply Dendro to create Dendro cores with an elemental skill. Yanfei will then be the on-field driver to trigger both Burgeon, and Xingqiu and Yelan's burst to reapply Hydro for more blooms. On paper, this team works. However, in practice, I wouldn't say that it's optimal, mainly because there just isn't enough Dendro application by Yao Yao to create enough blooms. That said, it's still a great team though, but more from the Vaporized by Yelan and Xingqiu than the Burgeon itself. In the replies to Sid's comment, TKK also commented that I can try it with Nahida, Baizu, Yanfei and Xingqiu. How this team works is Nahida and Baizu will apply the Dendro, while Xingqiu's burst triggers Bloom. Yanfei will then trigger Xingqiu's burst with her normal attacks and also the Burgeon reaction. This team in my opinion is a lot better since the Dendro application is higher, which triggers Blooms more, thereby allowing Yanfei to do Burgeon a lot more as well. Overall, if I want to try something new, I would definitely give this team a try. It's fun, Yanfei is cute, and the Burgeon is also pretty strong. I'm still not 100% satisfied with the previous team though. Why Hyper Bloom with Cookie works so well is because Nahida is the on-field driver, which allows her to apply more Dendro and trigger Xingqiu's sword to generate more blooms for the Hyper Bloom reaction. However, with the previous team, Yanfei is the on-field driver, leading to instead more Vaporizers and less bloom for Burgeon. As such, I'm going to try swapping out Yanfei for Thoma, who everyone mentions is good for Burgeon. Why Thoma is good is because with his burst, it's very similar to Cookie's, which allows the blooms to be generated first before triggering the Burgeon later on. Nahida can also be the on-field driver in this case, thereby generating more bloom. The problem though is that Hyper Bloom overall is still better, since Cookie Shinobu can trigger the reaction with her elemental skill, which does not have to rely on energy recharge. Thoma on the other hand uses his elemental burst, which makes it reliant on it being up and having enough energy, meaning that you can trigger Burgeon a lot less compared to Hyper Bloom with Thoma. So since the previous team also could not satisfy me, that got me thinking, how can I have someone similar to Cookie that uses their elemental skill to trigger Burgeon? This skill also has to have some delay in between each application of Pyro, so as to allow the blooms to generate. It turns out, it's Xiangling again. Xiangling is actually pretty good for Burgeon with Guoba. Guoba also uses his flames once every few seconds, which allows for Nahida as the on-field driver to trigger the blooms, and then allow Guoba to trigger Burgeon. What's more, if you want more damage, Xiangling's burst can also trigger Burgeon and Vaporize. This is the team that truly surprised me. Xiangling is a strong contender yet again for another unique team. Of course, the downside here is that Guoba is not very accurate and he doesn't really have much range with his skill. but nonetheless, do give this team out a try if you want to play with something new. What if you would like to try out the aforementioned team, but do not have the necessary characters? For a free-to-play team, I would use Yao Yao, Kolei, Xiangling, and Xingqiu. Although not as good as with Nahida, as there is no on-field driver that can constantly apply Dendro, it still works okay. So if you don't have the characters I mentioned before, you can definitely give this one a try instead. If you would like to try out these characters and teams, here are the builds that I have for them. For Yanfei, she's using the 4-piece Gilded Dream set with about 764 elemental mastery. Can be higher, I know. And using the sacrificial fragments as a weapon. For Thoma, he's using the same artifact set but using the Dragon's Bane. For Xiangling, she's using the same Gilded Dream artifact set as well, with the Dragon Bane for elemental mastery. I hope that my builds will give you a better reference to create your own characters. In conclusion, I never thought that Burgeon would work out, similar to Hyper Bloom. But thanks to Sid's and TKK's comments, I managed to try too, and not only that, made me rack my brains to think of what made Hyper Bloom with Cookie so good, and forced me to come up with the Pyro Cookie Shinobu for Burgeon, with the characters that we have in the game. Thank you so much for your suggestions. If you would like to recommend me more unique teams to try and make a video with, do let me know down in the comment section below. If you found the video helpful, or just enjoyed the video in general, do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe if you haven't, as I post regular Genshin Impact videos and we just passed 1000 subscribers. Come and join this wonderful family and watch the videos as they release. What's more, we also just created a new Charge Coin community Discord server where you can come relax, chat, get some Genshin or Honkai related help if needed. Do consider joining, the link is in the description below. Thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.